And classical Anno feeling, we start with the harbor scene. In the final game, you will be able to build like huge harbor, customizable harbor settings. And there's also a small teaser because there are some defense structures. We won't talk about naval combat right now, but as you have seen before, this makes a large part of the Anno experience. And I would say, yeah, we do a little journey through the 19th century, and to give you like the classic old school Anno experience, we start with our granary or farm village.
Yes, farm village coming up. There you go.
Okay. So here you can see in Anno 1800 what is really special compared to the older games. You now will need all your different residential tiers as a workforce. So even if you advance through your city, you will still need farmers to work on the fields to make sure that everyone has enough to eat. And yeah, we put a lot of sense for detail into our farm fields. They're one by one, so you can really customize the area. We use also modules, as you can see here with the sheep farm. No, it's a pig farm.
The pig is having a really good time over here, I think, for now.
So yeah, there's a lot of detail in that. But I think for people, if some of you are like familiar with the Anno experience, or with games like 1404 as an example, this is like, okay, this next-gen Anno, that looks really cool, but that is not exactly what we think about when we talk about the Industrial Revolution, right? So let's show our industrial district. So in here, you can see the Industrial Revolution really in action. And there's a lot of smog, there's a lot of like pollution in the air. We just put the workers' buildings, the residential buildings of our working class, into the industrial district. That was kinda the common standard by the time, and people were not giving so much ideas about economy back then. But this will have an effect on your workers. So the pollution might make them unhappy or even sick. So that's all stuff you have to keep in mind. It won't be as rough as with like in 2070, where you had to really decide if you would like a tycoon or eco, but this will play a role. Can you zoom in the factories a little bit? I think they're currently idling. Yeah, that looks good. So, yeah, you will have steelworks, you will have weapon factories, many different like buildings, and they're really huge. Like our factories we will have, representing the Industrial Revolution, will be the biggest in an Anno game we had ever so far. And this is something I really look forward to. While people enjoy the romantic rural areas, for me, I'm coming from the Ruhr area in Germany, which is pretty much like a working class, heavy mining town area. For me, this is like the romantic feeling I really like. Can you jump to the harbor real quick? Maybe you can upgrade. Oh, there yes. There you see Marcel. Or that. Yeah, just upgrade the harbor, because at the moment we have a lot of like overhead production, which means our factories are idling and not currently really working. But if we jump now back to our factories, they should start working again. Yeah, zoom in. Yeah, here we go. There you can see. Like visual feedback plays an important and large part for Anno 1800. So we spend a lot of time to making like the environment and the city really lively. This is a residential 3. I would say not a medium-sized city. It's not really huge yet, but I would say we are striving for becoming like a true big metropolis. The final game, the main session, will have 5 residential tiers. So there's a lot more to build. And as you can see here, here's a pub area. There's a lot of visual feedback going on. And we usually like to tell stories in that like visual feedback. So we spend a lot of time doing like small animation events and stuff. So Anno players or future Anno players, we want to invite you when you play the game, zoom in, take a few minutes, check really what's going on, and encounter maybe some drunk people running around, stumbling around the pub, or the school is also a great example. Can you check out the school?
Can. 1 second.
Is the school gone? Where's the school?
No, the school is right
here.
here.
That should be the school. Turn around. Yeah, perfect.
There we go, school.
So yeah, you will hear with the school, you will sometimes see the principal coming out, being angry at the kids because they have probably too much fun, and I've heard the people were very strict 150 or 200 years ago. So there's a lot of stuff going on. There will be many different like visual buildings, visual representation in buildings and animations. And yeah, sense of detail, beauty building has always been a thing in Anno games. Like various exotic animals from far away, but have never seen them. And with the zoo, you have the chance to actually showpiece your animals and your special things from far away. And then tourists, as you can see right here, will flock into your city. And animals are sorted by rarity. So like there are common animals, like the deer as an example, right? Or wolves. but they're more like exotic animals or rare animals like the black panther right now. And if you watch the visual feedback closer, especially go over to the gorillas as an example.
Yeah, as you can see here, deers are not exciting because, let's be honest, as Europeans,
no one's
we
watching the
constantly
deers.
see deers. Nobody wants to see the deers in the zoo. But, as Basti is saying, gorillas, much more important. A lot more people in fancy Sunday dresses checking them out.
So that's a great feature for beauty builders. This completely based on modules, so you can customize your own zoo, create large zoo areas. So in the game, it will be totally possible, if you like, to create your own zoo island.
So as you can see here, there can be a lot of these
Yes.
modules, really a lot of modules. So you can,
So I'm looking
if you
forward
want to
to
go
that,
Jurassic
yeah.
Park, you can have your own, welcome to Zoo Island pretty much.
But the question is, okay, it's a city building game, you build stuff, you build economy, where do I actually get these exotic animals from, right, for my zoo? So one part will be quests. As an example, we have AI, we have NPCs in the world of Anno, which is also special for a city building game. You have other characters, so you might be able to retrieve animals from quests or via trade. But we have also a brand new feature, which is very special for us. Oh, they're currently waiting, so we got some new tourists. Oh no, they're leaving, they're like...
No, they're moving into the city now.
No, they queued up properly. We're like, okay, no, it's not time to go, let's queue up. Now they got the sign. There are always things at stake, but you get high rewards, especially if, with the higher difficult adventures. And they're basically structured, maybe some of you know that, like a choose-your-own adventure book style of role-playing experience. So maybe tell something about your age. I love these kind of books when I was a child, because it was basically pen-paper role-play cheating. I could play on my own. So on the captain here, it gives you a few recommendations. It says like, okay, on this expedition, you will probably need rations, because it's a long expedition going on. You don't want that your sailors starve. You might need foreign cultures, and for that, it would be maybe good to have someone with like diplomatic skills on board if you get into trouble. Also, diseases are likely, so it would be better to have a doctor or something similar. And yeah, it's a dangerous time. Naval battles might be a thing, so better be prepared. And as a reward, I mean, that's not exactly an animal, but we get some artifacts, sound good enough, right?
Something.
I would say we check it out. So now we have to assign a ship, and as you can see, the ships have all their own morale bars. It's basically the HP bar of your adventure. As higher the morale bar, as more likely you're able to run through the whole expedition until the end. And so it makes sense to put the cruddy snark. So, I mean, pardon,
Again,
I have no idea.
If this is something inappropriate in English, we're sorry, we don't know. It's our writer did this, and he assured us that cruddy snark is nothing untoward at all. We'll have to believe him.
Yeah, our game
And
writer sneaks
we'll
a lot
just
of
roll
stuff
with
in.
the cruddy snark for now.
And I'm not always sure about this, so I hope cruddy snark is nothing inappropriate. So, yeah, we have here Captain James Topping. What is a ship without his captain? I would say, yeah, you can see the morale bar goes higher. It's good to have a captain on board. And now we need someone with diplomatic skills. We have comedian. She has perfected the art of knock-knock jokes. That doesn't seem to be like a diplomatic expert, but I don't think we have anyone else, right? With the diplomatic skill right now.
Diplomatic evening school or something on the side.
We take her. She will manage. She can entertain the crew. So, what else? So we need a doctor. Do we have a doctor or something? We have a bishop.
We have a whaler, a
No.
draughtswoman, and the master of the forge.
We have carpenters and stuff, but the
bishop.
only character you see right here with a medicine skill is the bishop. So I would say it's only medicine 10, but we take it.
I'll take it.
By the way, we have dozens of different characters in the final game. They're not only usable in expeditions, you can also use them in your city to boost production or give you a specific bonus, just to keep that in mind. But I think we need some rations, right? I would say, as a German, I would say we go for sausage
Sehr gut, yeah.
or beer.
Yes.
A bit of clipping. All the gameplay, by the way, you see here is still alpha. So we haven't even reached beta yet. And something to keep in mind. So some scenic view. The ship will leave in actual real time the map to go on its expedition. While we have like a couple of minutes time, I would say you show Madame Kahina's island. How about that?
Oh, sorry, my bad. There you go.
So, as mentioned before, we have AI, which is really special for a lot of like city building games. We have second-party AI, that's the guys actually building cities and competing with you, and we have so-called third parties or neutral powers. This is Madame Kahina. She's a trader. She will offer you various goods. She will offer you quests. Check out her portrait.
1 second, let's go. Oh.
Boom, perfect. Where is she? She's like, no, she's not very talkative right now. There we go. So you might even be able to buy animals as an example. Maybe she has something for the zoo?
She has...
No.
Nope. Let's reroll. What's this?
This is like, but as you can see, it's quite expensive. But there's an extraordinary one, so it's really good for... But let's see, maybe we are lucky with our expedition.
Also, you could take, as you can see, Force. You could take the White Tiger on an expedition. He's really helpful when it comes to fighting, I guess.
Can you?
Well, it says skill bonus Force plus 30.
Oh.
I
so
wouldn't.
we should try that out. We should try that out next time. Okay. So back to our expedition. Has the ship arrived at the world map yet?
Let's look at the world map.
Not yet, but it will arrive.
There
we go, we are on our way. So in the spirit of the 19th centuries, great adventurers, scientists who explored the last secrets of mankind and of our planet. So we arrived at our destination, Love Island. This is our throwback to the mutiny on the Bounty, basically. So our sailors fell in love with the daughters of the chieftain, and we have problems. So we can decide maybe we just leave without them. But that would mean that we take a deep hit to our morale. That means we might not be able to finish the expedition. As mentioned, there are a lot of different events and encounters during each expedition. Or our diplomatic skills from our comedian can help to maybe ease the situation a bit. Or maybe the bishop, Faith, will help us. I'm not exactly sure about this situation, but maybe. So you decide, it's up to you. I would say we take bishop or comedian. Do you believe in
comedian.
The power of entertainment more
at Gamescom, we usually
belief?
went with the bishop, so I'd say we go comedian today.
Okay. So we take comedian. By the way, this is not scripted. Everything can happen now.
So if somebody dies, please don't blame us. It's the game.
Exactly. So people can actually.
Oh.
Like, wait, we pick the comedian,
loss.
And the bishop has to die, coming from the Amazon jungle. But also, these two things to the left and to the right, that does not look like an animal, right? This is Mayan glyphs and Mayan temple. So the zoo is not enough. We have actually a second big cultural building project for you guys. Also in the spirit of the 19th century, it's the museum. So we created a blueprint to speed things a little bit up. The blueprints in the game will allow you to basically create your whole districts, areas, nice parks, etc. And then when you're ready, you can say like, okay, I like that. Boom, spend all the materials with one click. And here the museum basically works like the zoo. So you can slot different items in there. Let's check the Mayan temple. And how about the glyphs? Also modular. And the thing is, we have a lot of visualization again here. Different fossils. We have even like a T-Rex fossil in the game. Same as with the zoo, you have a lot of different items you can showpiece and showcase in your museum, and boom, the first tourists appear.
We have a diplomacy system, so when you interact with them diplomatically, you will see their portrait. And also, what you will see is, if you click on any residential areas, here you see the people living in the houses, and they all have fully animated portraits, and basically how happy they are is displayed also in the 3D portrait. So right now she's content, so she's reasonably happy. She's not super happy, she's not miserable. But depending on, we have 5 states from euphoric, super happy to the most miserable person in the world. And those will also be reflected in these 3D avatars. So your mayor, like the character you play yourself, is not in the game world, but you will see a lot of other characters, and they are not hesitant to tell you exactly what they think about your work as a mayor. So if you're not doing a good job, they'll be happy to tell you that.